We are going to be creating creative squash books. This project is all about folding paper techniques, mixed media, and using pattern paper to create these packaged personal creative pieces. Here is an example of a finished piece that I created. You can see how as it opens up, it shows lots of little pockets of designs. It contains collage, stickers, as well as writing elements with quotes and personal touches, such as photos and drawn pictures. This project is all about utilizing the visual space within the folds, as well as designing the overall aesthetic of the folded book itself. Let's do our squash book paper folding part 1. For this beginning, you will choose 3 cardstock sheets of any color. You can have them all the same color, or you can change it up. Here's an example of one with all 3 the same color paper in blue. Let's start with taking one of our sheets, and we're going to fold our paper in a diagonal. Make sure that you have connected the edge so that even the sharp point at the bottom is aligned with that edge. And really carefully, I use my thumb and sometimes my nail to really make sure that crease is done well. Now take a pair of scissors and we're going to cut off that excess edge, but don't throw out that excess edge because that's a perfect extra piece in the same color scheme that you're using that you can use again for making borders on the inside of your design. Notice that we have a crease down the diagonal, and I'm going to fold it both in the front and the back to make sure that crease is folded on both sides really well. Now you're going to flip your sheet over and you will need to fold it in half. Make sure that the creased edge is again lined up and that you have made a nice solid crease with your nail. You're going to do that with flipping it over and creasing it one more time. You might even do it 2 or 3 times to make sure that crease is nice and solid. You're going to turn your square and fold the next side in half as well. So you're going to have 2 half folds, and you're going to make sure to crease that just the same as you did the others. Flipping it back and then the other side and making sure to push the crease down with your nail so it's a nice solid crease. Now we are going to be making a total of 3 of these, so you're going to do the same thing with 2 more papers that are in cardstock. Here is an example of the 3 that I have done with the excess paper off to the side that I'm going to hold on and keep. Alright, now it's time to glue them together. For this, we need to make sure to line them up with the diagonal folds that are on the top. Notice how each one of the 3 of mine are up on the very top points, and then the square on each side is going to be glued into the square of the one beside it. So my pink paper is going to be placed on top of the blue in the square corners of each. We'll take glue it down, and we're going to make sure that glue is only inside the corners of the square, making sure not to go outside those lines. I also take the other paper, fold it over just to make sure that it does fold and that crease is still there. That way I know that when I'm opening and closing my book, it won't get interfered by any paper that's glued over top of that edge. We're going to do the same thing to the other side and glue it down. Okay, and there's our glued 3 pieces, both the back and the front. You can choose to pick whichever side, but make sure those diagonals again are on the top. Now it's time to fold our whole thing into shape. Alright, to do this, you're going to grab the center square and taking the 2 sides like you see here, you're going to fold them inwards and push down. When you push each corner inward, it will collapse on that fold. Here's what it looks like on both sides. Alright, now move to the next square. Take the creases and pinch towards the center, pushing down, and then flip over and do the same to the other side. Again, I'm going to show you that's a slow pinch towards the center, and then you push down and crease those edges. And I like to practice opening and closing the 3 papers so that my creases really learn how to move into the proper folding positions. Thank you for watching part 1 of this tutorial. Please see the next video in this series to learn how to do the front and back covers of your squash book. Thanks for watching.